Welcome back to another episode of Warren Cali. In this episode, I'm going to talk about rapper Dolla. Dolla was born Roderick Anthony Burton II in Chicago, Illinois on November 25th, 1987. Dolla had a twin brother, but he died at birth. Dolla later moved to San Diego with his family, but tragedy would soon hit Dolla and his family. At only 5 years old, Dolla and his sister would witness their dad commit suicide. This later caused Dolla and his family to move to Atlanta, where he would grow up. By the age of 13, Dolla and his family members began rapping and began to take it serious. His cousin Scrap and his cousin Sauce and him formed a group called the Rascals Crew. The group started to get some notice in Atlanta and began performing in talent shows and schools around their area. After a while, the Rascals Crew would get a lot of shine and become a new popping group in Atlanta. This led to the Rascals Crew getting a record deal in 2003 with Electrica Records and released a song called So Fly. So Fly didn't make any big noise in the industry, and the Rascal Crew was later dropped from the label. Even though the Rascals got dropped from the label, Dolla built some connections in the industry while he was signed, with people like P. Diddy, who later made him a Sean John model in some ads, and at the time, up-and-coming producer and artist Akon, who took a liking to Dolla, which would later build a long relationship. Dolla would gain other relationships outside of rap. He was introduced to T Money, a businessman in the music industry, and a known Mansfield gangster Crip. When the Rascal Crew got dropped from the label, Dolla decided to go solo and move to LA, and he moved in with T Money to pursue his career. But moving in with T Money and being with T Money all the time, by the age of 15, he was around the lifestyle and became a part of the Mansfield gangster Crips. Dolla kept going hard and kept up his grind with his music. In 2006, his song Feeling Myself appeared on the soundtrack of movie Step Up. In 2007, Dolla was signed to Akon's record label Convict Music. They began to blow up and had artists like T-Pain already on the label. 2008, Dolla would drop 2 mixtapes, one being called Another Day, Another Dollar, and the other one called The Art of Seduction. 2008 will be a big year for Dolla. He made his debut single called Who the Fuck Is That, which was his highest charted single, reaching number 82 on the Billboard Hot 100. Dolla followed his debut single up with a second promo single called I'm Fucked Up in the summer of 2008. Also a third single called Make a Toast. It was officially released on November 4th, 2008. It peaked at 101 on the Billboard charts. The song Make a Toast was originally released with the feature of Lil Wayne, but he was later taken off with politics through labels. Dolla even recorded a song called So Fly with T.I. A video was later released on YouTube. Dolla's career was progressing and going good at this point, and he was looking likely to be the next young star coming up. 2009, Dolla and his crew got into an altercation with a man named Aubrey Berry in Atlanta at a club. Aubrey Berry was also in the music industry. This situation was supposedly squashed with both sides having mutual people to end the situation. Dolla ended up going back to LA to start recording his new album he was finna drop. Dolla, including several people in his crew like Scrap and DJ Shabazz, they were at the Beverly Center shopping center before they were supposed to leave out to go back to Atlanta. Dolla wanted to eat one of his favorite restaurants, P.F. Chang's. As Dolla and his crew ate, they noticed Aubrey Berry, the same man Dolla and his crew had an altercation with in the past. Once they was leaving the restaurant, Dolla and his crew were running to Aubrey Berry, and this led to Aubrey Berry shooting and killing Dolla. Dolla was shot 4 times, and a fatal shot was to the heart. The same day, later that evening, Aubrey Berry was detained at the Los Angeles International Airport. Witnesses say he surrendered without a struggle. His bail was set at $5 million. Aubrey Berry claimed self-defense, but Dolla's family disputed that. Dolla's family spokesman Dennis Byron stated that Aubrey Berry traveled from Atlanta to LA with a firearm that was not licensed in California. This whole situation followed a prior altercation between the two men on the Atlanta club on May 7, 2009. Aubrey Berry was said to be beaten and stumped out by a group of men that included Dolla. Howard Price, Aubrey Berry's lawyer, explained that Dolla threatened Aubrey Berry at the restaurant at the Beverly Center, and after Aubrey Berry left, he noticed that Dolla and 2 other men were following him to his car, and after an exchange of words, he thought that Dolla was reaching to get a weapon. On May 21st, Aubrey Berry was charged with murder and assault. He would plead not guilty. It was mentioned during the trial that Dolla had ties to the Mansfield gangster Crips and all his friends were members. Aubrey Berry's attorney, Howard Price, made him look like a victim, and he had a strong case for Aubrey Berry being beaten by Dolla and his crew. They made Dolla look like a violent dude off his music and his gang affiliation. They would use some of Dolla's interviews against him, which he talked about beating some dudes up and also being a Crip. They even tried to bring up months prior that Dolla was arrested for a gun. Aubrey Berry had a reason to be scared for his life, they said. Dolla's funeral was held on May 23rd in the Word of Faith Love Center. He was buried in Atlanta's Westview Cemetery. May 21st, 2010, Aubrey Berry was acquitted of all charges and set free. The jury believed it was self-defense off Dolla's previous actions. Dolla's life was cut short in his prime, and he never got to live out his life or his potential, dying at 21. 2 mixtapes were released after his death: The Miseducation of Dolla in 2010 and the 2013 Dolla's Greatest Hits. With that being said, RIP to him. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, check out my previous episodes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.